Man, it's your boy Boss Show Me, bring you another one. Oh, all in. I think we got to follow the money. We got to look at that money. So I'm gonna follow the money today. I'm gonna make sure we ain't falling for the wee wool.
Something to ride with, something to listen to when you hit the highway, something to roll with. When the music is grooving, you're there before you know it. Something to ride with, something to listen to when you hit the highway, something to roll with. When the music is grooving, you're there before you know it.
Yeah, man. So it's about the money, and I know a lot of people excited about the leak about linebacker, right? But then, to me, we gotta step back and say, okay, why do we know? Why do you know about these linebackers? Is it a poll test? Is it that your voice matter? Yep. And that's what a lot of people not looking at it as. Because this gonna be the second time the Dallas Cowboys have, well, not the second time, in a year, they've done this before, where they leaked out certain guys that they was looking at, right? And they leaked that out on purpose. They leaked that on purpose. And say, why? Why would you do that? Okay. So to me, it's about that ching.
Perfect.
Huh. It's about that ching. And say, I ain't falling for it. Because I need to make sure this team is built right. And I think to a lot of fans, this would just turn the corner. They'd be like, yeah, we ready. And I'm going to say this. I mean this too.
Oh, hell no.
Nah. It's good, but not good enough. And I would want us to keep pushing for more. So let me get y'all comments up in here. I'm working to get y'all comments. Give me 1 second. I'm doing that right now. Then I'm going to get into it. They say I'm going live on Landlord. Let me turn them off then. My fault. Show Liz. Oof. Oh man, yeah. Alright. So we're gonna talk about the money. We're gonna talk about following the money, right? And building this team right. Alright, so let's get into it. So obviously, I've been out, spring break, been with my son, so I'm back. So y'all heard from a lot of people, y'all ain't heard from me. But this first came from Nick Harris, right? So they say they pivoted off of Queen. And now they're looking at Al-Shaair and Jordan Brooks. All right, so let's talk about it. And again, I said, why do we know? And this ain't the first time this happened. All right. So check this out.
When I put in the article on Monday that Amari Cooper has had building interest coming out of the draft, it's like, okay, we need to look around to see who are available as far as trade targets. They had already been doing work ahead of the draft in that sense.
They've been doing work ahead of the draft, remember? Huh? Y'all remember this? Where they was putting in work ahead of the draft. They was talking about the Dallas Cowboys going to be open for a trade. Remember that?
And obviously the free agent market. Amari Cooper was a name that was getting tossed around before the draft. But since the draft, I say building team interest because they don't have a receiver coming out of the draft. And so there's a...
So remember, this was after the draft. And Nick was given a skinny on free agents.
There's plenty of options on the table. Whether it's a George Pickens or a Rashad Bateman. We talked about those as far as trade targets.
So that was before Pickens too. That was before Pickens was actually signed. That was April 30th. So why do we know? Why do you know? Is it smart for the Dallas Cowboys to reveal their strategy? The obvious answer is,
Oh, hell no!
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
so why do we know? We know because think about what was happening before the draft. What was going on? Cowboy Nation was real loud about wide receiver 2. And because they were so loud about wide receiver 2 and saying it was a massive need, guess what they was doing? They was sending out signals, not only that they was shopping and trying to get wide receiver 2, they was telling you who
coming out of the draft. And so there's plenty of options on the table. Whether it's a George Pickens or a Rashad Bateman, we talked about those as far as trade target.
They was telling you who they was looking at. Why would you do that? It's because, to be honest, the Cowboys want to build this team. I'm going to be honest with you. They build it in the image of the fans and what the fans want. The fans want 2 number ones. You getting ready to get it. You getting ready to get it. The fans been loud about linebacker. So guess what they doing right now? They marketing. Just like they was doing at wide receiver 2. Whatever we loud about, they go tell you. We are trying to go get what you want. Because it's a business. Yep. They're building this team. And another thing they're doing right now, based on what the fans want, edge by committee. Yep. The fans are getting 100% of what they want. Follow the money. Ching ching. Yep. So when I say, are they all in? I say no. This is not still all in because you also got to look at the money closer. Okay. So if you're looking at the money closer, let's look at, well, let's first talk about what's important in terms of building a team. So we went through a lot of history already on this, right? And I told y'all that my boy Lou had the most important off-season tweet. I mean that too. And he showed a clear pattern, undeniable, that Vic Fangio's defense historically got off when they had a War Daddy edge rush. And he went through a lot of history on this. He also showed that the defense also suffered from a committee of edge rushers. So if we're talking about what's most important to your team, what's most important to your team is actually not linebacker. What's most important to your team is finding a war daddy, a pass rushing war daddy. That's actually the most important thing to your team. But what's loud and what's the loudest right now, and for a while, it's been linebacker. So, and it's, to be honest, a cheap plan. That's what's going on. It's a cheap plan. And if we're not careful, we would allow the Dallas Cowboys to tell us that they broke the bank when they actually went cheap. See, this is what I want people to understand. when they came out the first time and said they was willing to give up a first and a second and also for Crosby, that told you that they had the money in the coffers to be able to afford them, or they wouldn't have been one of the strongest bidders. That's also why, to me, we shouldn't compromise and let them go to a much lower cost, which is linebacker. See, that's why I say you got to follow the money. You got to follow that money. So when you see them going on that advertising, we are going to go get potentially Jordan Brooks. We and so fans gonna be like, we needed that. And I don't even think, and I'm just being honest, we ain't need linebacker the way it's being pushed. I keep saying this. I put this on Twitter too. Nobody answered the question. I asked it multiple times. I asked a simple question. I said, if linebacker is such a crisis, why was your defense run stoppage top 3 with the addition of Quentin Williams? Why? When they added him to Clark, why did that defense boost so high if linebacker is such a crisis? Yeah. And that told me it's not a crisis. It's not. If Murray was so bad he couldn't read a children's book, well, why does it take exponential resources to solve that problem? Nobody could answer that question. And so it's like, why would we put the resources on that? And another reason why you got to follow the money is because, most importantly, you only have so many triggers left. You only have so many switches left. Every one of these switches that was pulled right before a transaction. Every one of them. They didn't sign anybody or get compliant to the cap unless they hit one of these switches. The first one was Logan Wilson. That was before the transaction of Williams. To get cap compliant and get ahead of the deadline of March 4th, they had to restructure Dak, CD, and Tyler. Then they began to make acquisitions of free agents. And then that's when you started seeing moves with Terrence Steele and Malik Hooker. And as you begin to see more and more free agents sign, you saw more and more triggers pulled. So then you got to say what's left. What's left is in red. What's left is in red. Your main triggers to be able to get cap compliant is doing an extension of Quentin Williams or a restructure where you kick the can down the road. Or George Pickens, where you actually do a deal. And that's unlikely based on our history. So when you see one more real trigger that can be pulled for an acquisition, then that makes linebacker now the enemy of what's best, which is edge. I said it. And so you can get dope linebackers, but is that optimized for your team success? Is that the best for your team success? I would want to hear from y'all on that. I would want to hear, do you really feel that that's best for your team success? Because to me, what you would be doing is you would be building this team to be like the 2016 team. That's what you would be doing. You'll be building this team to be like the 2016 team. The 2016 team, pass rush was ranked 31st. And in the playoffs, we really saw that get us. We saw that get us when Aaron Rodgers came out there and was pow, 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 pow. Y'all remember Aaron 2016 Dak rookie year? He came out there and them dudes couldn't get to Aaron. And they were 3rd and 20. Aaron roll out. Hit that thing to Clark. Sliding. No pass rush. But the team was built on basically Sean Lee. Sean Lee was the defense basically. And when he was off the field, you saw major like issues with the whole D. That's how they building the D. And that's how the fans want the D to be built. So I'm saying don't go for it. I'm saying I ain't going for it. I'm saying if I have to make a choice between the dopest linebackers at a good price or edge pass rushers, give me the pass rushers every day. Every day. Especially with Clark and Quinn Williams in front of him. So, and see, it's a lot of history, y'all. At this point, I think Lou and I showed the most history. Like we even showed another one of Fangio's, Coach Evero. You know, we showed that whole history. How when they went away from Burns, their pass rusher, they have not replaced him since. Yep. And Parker and Evero are of the same tree. If you go listen to their press conference, it almost sound exactly the same. The middle is built exactly the same between all their trenches. Built on the power of the one tech. And then Star say, boss, middle linebacker is a major need. We've been suffering. I don't see major, Star. And I'll call you. I don't see how it's major. Like major? Nah, I don't see major. She said, we've been suffering, but we haven't had a true one since Sean Lee. Yeah, but like our run D was top 5 last year. So even with a less bad one, with Murray, we were still top of the league. So I just don't see this major. And I'll call you. Maybe you can talk me into it. Nobody has talked me into it though. And I'm open. I'm like, if you can show me like where it's like, whoo, man, we gotta have that. Not over edge. Not to me. Especially when I'm looking at only so many triggers left. It's like at this point, it's pretty obvious we're gonna have to prioritize. So it's like, where do you want the Band-Aid? Do you want a Band-Aid at linebacker? Or do you want a Band-Aid at pass rush? That's kind of what we're looking at. And the fans are choosing. They want to put that Band-Aid on the edge. I think that's a mistake. If you had a Band-Aid with Murray last year and you was top 5, then I would just put another Band-Aid on it and be like, shit. With that front we got, it makes any linebacker job a lot easier. So I just don't see the crisis that y'all see. And somebody say, why not both? Because I just showed y'all that every one of these triggers has happened before a major transaction. So you got basically one trigger left. So likely, what I'm saying is you're going to have to make a choice likely. I don't see you being able to get one of your top linebackers and getting one of your, quality edge rushers. I don't see it. So that's why likely you got to make a choice. And that's why I'm making a choice right now. And that's why I'm saying look at the money. So if we go look at the money, the first thing you got to look at is the tag, right? If you look at non-exclusive tags, it'll kind of throw you off. So if you look at the tags, you'll think that linebackers and defensive ends are the same, and they're not. What's actually going on is a lot of outside linebackers are thrown into the category of linebacker, and it causes them to look inflated. The money is not in linebacker. So let's go look at some linebackers. Look at linebacker money for real. That's why I say follow the money. So if you look at the average salaries of your linebackers, it's topping out around 28 million. But remember, they have outside linebackers, which is like edge rushers in here too. So that's pushing up the linebacker category. But they not even in the same family. So like we know Boye Mafa is an outside linebacker. We know that. Josh Sweat, we know that. Adofe, we know that. So they under the category of linebacker, so it's pushing up their price. If you go look at the guys that we talking about, like now these are the people that a lot of people are just, let's go for it, let's get it, let's do it, right? So we talking about with Azeez, right? We talking about his average per year, not cap hit. The average per year, 11 million. That's why you got to look at that money. And this is why the Cowboys are telling us, hey, what y'all think about us trading for Azeez? Y'all like that? Nick out there told us, what about Jordan Brooks? Y'all like that? Would that be breaking the bank to you? To me, my answer is
Oh, hell no.
No. This is not breaking the bank, sir. No, you can run that on somebody else. You're not going to run that game on me. But I promise you, it's going to be some fans like, man, they killed it. This draft, this free agency. Like, nah, I want you to go higher than this, Dallas. You done already showed us it's in the budget. You shouldn't have never showed us that you had the budget for Crosby. Once you showed me you had the budget for Crosby, I don't feel like letting you off the hook. I don't apologize either. I don't apologize. I'm not letting you off the hook. You showed me you was willing to spend the money. So I'm not going to let you take me down cheap land and sell me on that this is the all-in move. I'm going to tell you to your face, hell no, it's not.
Oh, hell no.
Don't give me no average shit. Listen. I ain't going for it. Listen, I ain't going for it. Let me go back to the money. All right. So then, so y'all see Azeez, right? So we see what he is. Let me see where my boy is. Where is Brooks? Let me hit that. There we go. Look at this. Jordan Brooks. See, you see the difference between the markets? Look at this. Jordan Brooks, 8 million on an APY. And we so thirsty for linebacker. We looking at both of them like, it's like, nah, you done already showed me that you had the money for edge. Shit. And see, that's not saying these players ain't dope. They dope. They would be dope ass linebackers. Dope. They would be dope. But my answer is,
Oh, hell no.
nope. I want you, sir, to go get me my edge, please. Now let's go look at edge. See, don't show me you had this type of money. Don't play with me. Like, see, now let's look at the average per years. We talking about 46 for Micah, Aiden Hutchinson 45, Nick Bosa 34, Myles Garrett 40, TJ Watt 41. Now we in the old contracts. Now the middle market edge guy is 30. He's the middle market fresh paid guy. Max Crosby 35. See, you don't show me that type of money and say you don't got it. Let me clap it up for me. I'm gonna clap it up for me. I ain't gonna let them play with me. It's like, yeah, man. Shit. I'm like, put linebacker back on the shelf. Cool. Matter of fact, address it in the draft. And you can, after the draft, you can go pick up an old one. You can go pick up an old Bobby Wagner. Do that. Give me a young linebacker out the draft or two. I'm cool with two. Go cheap, go young, because this is a dope class. And give me a vet out on the second wave of free agency. Yeah, let's do that. I'd rather you do that. I'm just being honest, bro. And again, that's not saying Jordan Brooks and them not dope. They dope. But man, when I'm looking at the money, I'm like, and I'm also not liking how, you know, it's this PR campaign whenever we loud about something. It's just this PR campaign where all of a sudden the insiders tell us exactly who they looking at, just like they did with Pickens. Again,
who are available as far as trade targets. They had already been doing work ahead of the draft in that sense. And then obviously the free agent market. Amari Cooper was a name that was getting tossed around before the draft, but since the draft, I say building team interest because they don't have a receiver coming out of the draft. And so there's plenty of options on the table, you know, whether it's a George Pickens or a Rashad Bateman. We talked about those as far as...
So it's like the stuff that the fans are loud about, all of a sudden they start telling you the candidates they looking at. I'd be like, nah, I really want you to build a championship team. I don't want you to build a team that just make me feel good, like, for real. Like, and, you know, I'm not saying that them dudes wouldn't make us better. They just not going to make us as good as what an edge rusher would. A war daddy. It's just too much history on that. Are we going to just ignore all that history we went over? Are we going to ignore all of that? Are we going to just act like the history of Burns leaving Carolina, and their coach is just like our coach, literally sounds just the same. Literally. Like they sound like brothers, like twin brothers. If you listen to their press conference, their initial press conference, everything they talked about, multiple was the same, the 3-4 defense was the same, the nickel was the same, everything was the same. Literally everything was the same. So now what hurt them, and we showed the whole history on this. Matter of fact, I still got the clip right here. Let me show y'all the where literally everything they saying sounded just the same. Listen.
Yesterday they were saying, Frank was saying that you guys will run a 3-4. What have you seen in this roster, and what pieces do you see being moved, and most importantly, how will you use someone like Jeremy Chin?
So that's the 3-4 base, right?
I think foundationally, you know, Vic Vance, Mike Pettin, Coach Elko, Ajero Evero all came out of a 3-4 structure. I think that once you get past that, from the fronts you build and the coverages you do and the personality on third down, red zone, you definitely have a mentality as a play caller, but I think that it's still going to be designed around the players that you have.
So
With that said, how important is the nickel position now in this modern day NFL?
Oh, it's critical. It's critical because that's a guy that is he's got to be a coverage guy, obviously matching receivers. He's got to be able to play in the run game. The way that people are jet motion and stuff like that, he becomes a linebacker pretty quickly, and so very important position.
You've had pretty talented nickels at most of your spots in the NFL. How important is that piece to you?
Very important. Yeah, very important. That guy, he's a corner sometimes, he's a safety sometimes, he's a backer sometimes, he's a defensive end when he's blitzing. You want to have a guy who has natural instincts and ability to feel the game and play football. He's usually a guy who, if you were playing football on a Saturday afternoon in the neighborhood, he's your first-round draft pick, just because he feels the game naturally. That's definitely an important dynamic of the defense.
Gene.
Jero Augustison with Panthers.com. You've mentioned a lot about kind of, matching the scheme to the players versus the players to the scheme. Can you kind of take me through your balancing act there? Are you kind of focused on making the players fit, making the scheme fit the players? Just kind of take me through that.
Yeah, so like when you first come in and you take the job, it's my job, it's the defensive coach's jobs, working along with the personnel people. What we want to do is we want to make sure that we really understand what all of these players do well. And they're at this level, they're on this team because they have certain skill sets that are very good. And we want to figure that out. And as we put our defense together, obviously there's going to be a framework from where we start off at in terms of what we've done in the past in Denver. But at the end of the day, it's like we're not going to ever ask guys to do things they can't do well. So.
And then are you more of a guy that falls under the line of thinking of building a scheme around the players or acquiring players to fit the scheme?
I think you build it around the players. Of course, you want to have your core principles and foundational beliefs, but as you kind of move forward in the process, what do your guys do well? How can you put good players in highlighted positions? How can you create one-on-ones for certain guys? How you can protect certain guys? If we can win on blitzes on a running back, then we're going to blitz a lot. If we got good man-to-man corners, we're going to play man. If we have guys that are better with zone vision, we're going to play more zone. So, you want to build a package that has diversity and scheme, and then you want to, tailor it to the players that you have. And, of course, there are schematic fits, but I think the really good players are the ones that you can't peg them in a certain scheme, and that's the only way they can play football.
Diving a little bit deeper into that, your scheme, you tell me a little bit about it and how it's going to fit with this Panthers team?
Yeah, we'll be a base 3-4 defense. We'll be multiple in our sub packages. But at the end of the day, it's like I never want to come into a situation and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. I always want to have the mindset of these are the players that we have. What do they do well? And kind of work from that direction.
Yep. Parker part 2. Or part 3, really. I'm finna call you right now, Sto. Yeah. So, I'm just saying, through what the Cowboys doing, this is, to me, that PR stuff. This is that, oh, y'all want a linebacker? Oh, that's cool. That's cheaper than what we had in the budget anyway. That's gonna make y'all happy. All right. Because I see what's getting ready to happen. I'm calling start now. We gonna go into the trade.
Hey, what's up, boss?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, what I was trying to say is, hold on, I'm trying to. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you that we still need a bit war daddy, but I just think that we need both positions. Like, we can't continue to neglect both positions because we need both. We have to fill both. I think when it comes to middle linebacker, I know you say that we were top against the run, and that's true.
Yep.
But there's more to middle linebacking than stopping the run, and a huge issue last year was communication. From the first week to the last week, we were still having communication issues, and I think that's because we've constantly had guys at that position that is just not their true position. It wasn't really Murray's real position. Sanborn was a special teamer. Then you had LVE was good, but LVE was never a true middle linebacker. He was a wheel linebacker. So it's like you haven't really had stability at that position. And when you look at the contending teams, They put a vet there. Now they may draft a dog rookie, and I still want to draft one of these rookies. I agree with you that the rookie linebacker class is very good, but I think you want to have him in a position where he can just make plays his rookie year and not I'm having to run the whole defense. Now I'm not saying that it can't be done. It can be done. My brother brought up Carson Schwarzenegger for the Browns. I'm not sure if he was the Mike, but I think he was. Yeah, so it's like I think that it can work, but you also I know Carson Schwarzenegger is also surrounded by elite, including freaking Miles Garrett. So I feel like that's a little bit of a different type of deal over there. But I still think that we need to have an actual field general. I think it's required. Doesn't have to be. I'm not saying it's got to be Luke Kuechly, obviously, but we need to have a better person there that can actually, in my opinion, command the middle. Command the middle of your defense.
Why do we need it if Murray? Okay, if people believe that Murray couldn't basically get people together, but yet we was top 5 in stopping the run, and the main job of a linebacker is gonna be to stop the run. It's never gonna be what they do on passing. Never. Like that's. It's pretty much understood that you never go really get quality coverage out of most linebackers. That's accepted.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't agree with that. Not in today's NFL. I think the middle linebackers are pretty rangy. Now, not all of them is going to be agile as others, but I do think that in today's NFL,
we used to literally call them stiffs.
Yeah, I know that. I know what you're saying. Like. Linebacker is stiff, traditionally, but I feel like the linebacker is no longer that. You know what I'm saying? Like, linebackers are no longer, I'm just going to be required to stop the run. I got to stop the run and pass, but...
They got to... You just not going to trust linebackers in coverage a lot. Period. Don't matter who.
I mean, even last year, I didn't even bring up coverage, because, Murray was better at coverage than he was at stopping the run.
Yeah, he was
better at coverage than stopping the run. So I didn't even bring that up. What I'm saying is Murray did not have the mental side of it, and that's why we were like, let's bring in Logan Wilson until we realized Logan Wilson can't really run anymore. So that's why I'm like, your middle linebacker got to have some athleticism. Like now, is he gonna be corner athleticism? No. Or even a safety? No. But you need him to have way more athleticism than
I get it, but at the same time,
and I get what you saying. Like you want to
have to pick one, because that's the issue right now. Because everybody's saying both, and likely that's not gonna be somewhere you gonna have to put a Band-Aid. Likely, if you look at what's left in terms of the triggers that's left, we only got 2 things left to really free up money for another player.
Well, 2 things left. You saying if we don't do you talking about 20 Williams extension, possibly a restructure, and then signing Pickens.
Right. Yep. So it's like I don't want to go into like we got unlimited money and we just get both. It's like.
Well, when you put up the cap hit, that wasn't that much, boss. You said what's the name cap hit was like 11 million, and the other one was like 8 or 7 million. I mean, that's not no break the bank moves.
No.
So you can definitely still get an edge, and I think Jerry and them. I think what they're gonna do with the edge market is see how the draft goes, and see whose value goes down, and see if they can try to get a trade for a lesser value than they was trying to get Max Crosby before. I feel like they probably still gonna go after Max Crosby, but post draft when his value goes down.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick,
the cap hits on what they averages was previously shouldn't be bad, right?
Yeah, it's like it shouldn't be bad. I feel like
my issue is this, and I'm like Henny say this all the time. You don't want to go into the draft horny, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I'd rather go if I had to go into the draft like where I didn't take care of it before. I would feel a whole lot better going to the draft getting a rookie linebacker, and then saying after that I'll be able to pair him with a veteran after the draft. It's still gonna be some out in the market. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the market
a
knows
whole
about,
lot better.
you know.
Yeah, the market already better.
The free agent bill linebacker is you down to grandpas at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. So it's like
if you use
that,
trade capital for one of these dudes, you likely ain't gonna have the trade capital also for an edge. Even if we talking about
no, that's not.
it's the trade capital.
No, boss, because we would trade next year's pick. See, but I think because we're going after heavy, we want to go after a linebacker pre-draft. I think it's because CP saying I need to get a Mike in here. I think it's the coaching staff pushing this move of let's go and get us a Mike before the draft. Because I feel like what the Cowboys gonna do, we said the same thing. We didn't want to go into last year's draft horny about wide receiver, and we didn't draft a single damn wide receiver last year, did we? So I feel like the Cowboys gonna do the same thing. They gonna go in there, they gonna draft BPA regardless of needs, and then whatever we didn't get in the draft, they'll solve it after the draft. It just depends on how they gonna solve it. Are you just gonna say I'm gonna go sign Fowler and I'm gonna go sign Clowney, or are you actually gonna go out and get a bigger name that you feel like, okay, this is a caliber of a Ward Daddy, like we said, not Al-Shaair, sorry, but Crosby or who else? Sweat or Thibodeau. Like, are you going to go out and get those types of guys, or are you going to get somebody else? But I feel like they're going to, for sure, they're going to have to address it. And I feel like if the coaches are pushing it, just like last year, Shotty was pushing for Pickens, Jerry and them are going to have to make some type of move. It just depends on what kind of caliber of move they're going to make.
See, and that's why I don't feel comfortable with. I don't.
Yeah, and that makes sense if you don't feel comfortable.
We're rich right now at capital. We're not really rich at cash, but we rich at draft capital for now. But once you spend it, like, it depends on what you spend it for.
But you do next year, because this year you can use that third, and people say don't touch that third, but whatever. You can use some capital to get one of these linebackers. I don't know who they go get. I don't know the price. I'm assuming it's not going to be a first round pick, but I mean, we'll see if they end up making the trade. But then after the draft, and then now we're using next year's capital, and we don't care about that. Do we care about 2027 capital?
I know. I need the capital for the edge. You might need that to get a Thibodeau. You see what I'm saying?
No, you will. Yeah, but I'm saying you will have the capital for the edge because you'll have next year's pick. You still have all of your picks for next year besides the one that's your one first rounder that's betrothed to the get. But other than that, like, you still got all your picks, and you can still go post draft and say, here, take 2027 second. Give me this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can still move a pick after the draft and get what you need to get, just like we did with Pickens. That's what I see them doing. If they're going after a linebacker now, they're saying, we need to do this pre-draft, and then after draft, we'll go after this guy. Now, I will say this. If they end up somehow landing Bailey or landing, what's my guy's name? Bain. Now, I can see that I'm saying, we good.
Yeah.
I can see them saying, we good. We're going to bring it.
Bain out there. Because like
we're going to bring it.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, right. Likely neither one of them going to be there. But I'm saying, if we happen to somehow, the football guys gave him to us, then I can see the Cowboys saying, oh, we'll just bring back Clowney or bring back some guy on the sheet from a $2 million deal, and we good. Because they gonna say, we got Bang, we got our big war. They gonna not big war daddy, but they gonna say, we got our war daddy. And so they gonna rock out with that until maybe it doesn't work in season, and then they'll still make a move.
And see, that's what I hate. I swear I hate it. I hate it. I don't dislike it. I hate it. Like, it's too much history that show that this 3-4 Fangio defense get off with a war daddy, but yet that's the last thing we putting on our list. I get
what you're saying. It's like we do need a war daddy, but you also need a veteran. You need a veteran at that Mike position.
You need the war daddy. No, it's no history like the war daddy. It's no. I don't see it even close to the same. Like, to where you also need. No, you also want. You don't need it. You don't.
No, boss. Every contingent team Like you need a good,
no.
great
So
middle
listen,
linebacker.
when you start talking about contending teams, I'm talking about the history of that 3-4. The history of the 3-4.
History of Fangio,
Yeah.
history of Fangio.
Because see, if we
defense.
do, I don't like to do league trends. Because a lot of league trends is not like my team. Like a lot of people talk about Seattle, right? Let's be like Seattle, but that's a 4-3. See what I'm saying? So that's a whole different concept.
So you're saying the Mike linebacker is not important in a 3-4?
Not as important as the edge. Not even close. Not even close.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna have to trust the verify, and I'm gonna go through just like Lou went through Fangio's defense, and he found, he usually had elite edge production when the defense was balling. I want to see who were the middle linebackers on those teams to be able to come to the conclusion that it doesn't matter. But
I ain't say it don't matter. It don't matter as much as the edge.
Right, it don't matter as much. But I want to look. But I'm also saying too, you don't think that CP is pushing for this? You just think that it's just the front office just pushing to get these linebackers now? You don't think CP saying?
I do think he's pushing forward. I think.
Okay,
I think he pushing forward.
Trust him or we don't trust him?
No, this is what I mean. When I go look around, when I look at all the 3-4 guys, they all push for edge. Every one of them. Vic Fangio. Like, I haven't heard Parker just publicly say it, but yeah, history already showed when they lost Burns, Coach Evero wasn't on that side. That was the GM. So he wanted Burns, and he showed he was right. He showed that, and their defense has not recovered since they lost their war daddy on pass rush. They don't stop in the run, and they built just like us. They built just like us. Super One Tech. Like all of them are just the same. Literally.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. We still gotta fix it. I still don't want, even if we get Bain or Bailey, I don't want to rely on the edge. So I'm still team a rookie edge. I'm still team War Daddy, but I'm not gonna say don't get us a dog at Mike because we need an edge. I can't do that because I feel like we need both.
No.
Yeah, that's what we.
I don't even know why you're saying need. Cause see, want and need is totally different. Totally.
I think it's a need because the coach, Bob, what you always say, listen to what your coaches are saying. Okay, if the coaches are pushing for this ball, it's because they want it.
No. Because, see, I heard what my coach said. My coach said games are won and lost in the what?
Trenches. He said you got to stop.
Did he say linebacker?
No, he didn't say linebacker. But he also didn't explicitly say that I need an all-world edge to make it work. Now you went and did the research
but the history,
to find that he did.
But the history shows that. Like Vic Fangio.
But the history shows
hold on, Vic
Fangio.
What superior edge has Vic not tried to get? Like for real. So like when Myles Garrett was available, was Vic trying to get him? When he was saying that he wanted to be traded,
Vic was trying to get him.
He was. Was he trying to get Michael?
Howie was.
Yeah, no. Vic was trying to get him.
But how we just go jump to Vic was trying to get him balls? We don't know that.
No,
you can't just say Vic was trying to get him because he was
it's too much history with his defense getting off on the war daddy for us not to just put it together that it's Vic. It's Vic. Like Vic is the guy that's known as the engineer.
But some of those guys also on the list too, boss, they had elite production, but they may not necessarily been elite in name. Vic, obviously, his system needed a dog at linebacker, and he was good enough to turn Bond, a special teamer, into a first-team All-Pro.
Well, that's my point.
So,
you making my point right there. You making my point.
But that's Bond. That's
no.
Bond.
It's not just Bond. It's not just Bond. It's what they put in front of Bond. We making the same point. See, you can go take a chance at a no-name, like at somebody who was trending towards.
They didn't have elite edges though when Bond was there. They had
no. I ain't talking about edges. I'm talking about what's in front of Bun in terms of helping him make tackles. Jordan Davis.
Yeah, he's right. Yes. That's what I'm saying.
So when you got Jordan Davis in the middle, that's gonna help your linebacker. So you can go get a former guy who was trending towards bust and restore his career because of what's in front. The same thing with the
Yes,
same thing
it
with the
can help.
Panthers. We are all built the same. We all have Super One techs that help them backers. So you can
Right.
go take a chance. You can go get a Band-Aid ass dude like Bun and say, all right, you go have some super dudes up front that's gonna help you scrape, clean up, and just play free. So I'm not gonna treat a guy like that like he has to have these Sean Lee instincts. You don't. You can be good. You can be good like Bun was, get plugged into somebody that has a front that's gonna make your job easier and get after it.
Yeah, and I get that, but but that's what we say. We say we wanted to get these vets in the free agency. Every vet that we wanted wasn't just elite, the cream of the crop. But we saying we want to get a vet that's good to great. If our issue is we don't want to say let's put it all on a rookie to lead what's supposed to be our contending team defense, because it doesn't really work out that way. Doesn't mean it can't happen. It just means that it's highly unlikely that you're going to have a rookie running your whole defense. And it's like, is it smart to do that to a rookie? Sure. I'm sure there's some guys that say, I can handle it. I can step up. I can adjust to everything quickly, and maybe they can. But it's like, do you want to rely on it? And the answer is no. And it's the same thing
I'm
for
not saying
Ed.
rely
I
on
don't
that
want to
either.
rely on I don't want to rely on a rookie for Mike. I don't want to rely on a rookie for Edge. I think we're going to have to fix both. It's just, how do you fix both? You rather fix the Edge before the draft rather than fix the Mike. I don't care which one we fix before the draft, because I'm like, either one needs to be fixed before the draft, and we still gonna have to fix another one post draft.
No, to me,
Like, I still would
you
say go
weighing
and
them too
trade
close
for a
to
middle.
same. You weighing them too close to same. Like, I prioritize it. I got a priority. It's not just get one or the other. It's like, if I no,
It's not getting one or the other. You can get both. You want to, boss. You like to put us in these dichotomies where we have to pick one or the other. But I'm saying you have to get both. It's the same argument when you said just because
You don't
we
even
get
have
Booker,
to.
just because we get Booker,
You don't
mean we're not
actually
gonna get
have
wide
to
receivers
get
too.
both. You don't have to get both before the draft. Cause see, this is the
I'm
thing.
not saying.
No, hold
I'm
on.
not saying we have
This
to
is
get
the thing
both
you
before the
said.
draft. I'm
This is
saying
the
we got
thing
to
you
get
said.
both. Period.
This is the thing you said. We need both, right? That's what you said.
Correct. That's what I
Okay.
believe. We need both.
So, to me, if you trying to build this team to where you go really be able to really contend on defense, the most important thing has not been addressed yet. It's just too much history that's showing that lead dogs has made this D go. From Vic to Coach Evero, right? Looking at the history of how they've been trying to get edges, especially Vic, and how Burns was champion for Coach Evero was champion for Burns and showed that he was right. So to me, get our guy what he need now. First and the most priority now. Be willing to trade for it, do anything for it. Get it done. Then what you can likely do after the draft or before the draft, but you can definitely do it after the draft, you can get another vet. Easy.
Yeah, I hear you, boss. I just feel like I think both of them got to be resolved. You think you got to solve the edge before the draft. I feel like edge can be resolved after the draft, before the draft, or before the trade deadline. That's just how I feel. But I'm still on team that war daddy, but I'm just saying we need
Why
both.
would you feel comfortable with that being the most important need that we have?
I'm comfortable with it because of what the Cowboys did last year. Like,
Pickens.
they didn't reach. Yeah, they didn't reach. Like, we was like, it's a glaring need. We was at the point, we was just still in the 6th or 7th round, like, please just get a wide receiver. They're like, no, because we don't feel like none of these wide receivers meet the caliber. So I feel
I'm gonna
like
tell
the
you why I'm
Cowboys,
strongly
they're gonna stick to their board, and they'll fix it post draft is what I think.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm strongly uncomfortable with what you're saying. It's because the fans want edge by committee. So the Cowboys do what we loud
The
about.
fans still want that though. The fans still want edge by community after finding out we ain't get shit in free
A
agency.
resounding yes.
Oh,
Most
well, I
people-
guess we got different vibes on our TL because I don't see nobody saying. committee will be. Well, I'm not gonna say nobody because obviously there are people pushing. We don't need pass rush.
That's louder than anything. That's the loudest thing in the streets.
You need both.
That's the loudest thing in the streets.
I hear you. It's like we don't need
it's loud that let's be like Seattle. Let's be like Seattle. That's the loudest. So we waiting on the most important
like
thing with a group that don't even want it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because everything we loud about, they do. So like wide receiver by committee, why they was still pushing for Pickens? Because we was loud.
Well, guess what, boss? Was they loud about Booker? I mean, was we loud about Booker? Hell no. There wasn't nobody on that train that still pushed him.
But that was a fight. That was a fight to the. That
was
a fight to the death.
It was you and Lou against the world.
No. I'm talking about Coach Shotty. Shotty was fighting.
Yeah,
for
I'm like, well, you Lou, and Shotty was fighting.
Yeah, Shotty had to fight Steven on that.
But that's what I'm saying. The coaches, whatever they need, the same thing we said. Like for all of this time, whatever the coaches need, they have to push for it and they have to be relentless. If it wasn't for Shotty, Dak, and CD bugging the hell out of Jerry post-draft, we wouldn't have got picked. Jerry would have said, we fine with Tolbert. So it's like CP and Shotty, if they're like, we need that edge, they have to push that. If they don't push that, then we're not going to get it, regardless of what the fan sentiment says. And it's like the fan sentiment don't have to be on board. If Shotty, if the coaches are pushing for something, that's what overrides what the fans say.
Nah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay. What kind of backs do Shotty like? Clearly.
Well, we already know what he likes. He likes big.
Did he get overrode on that?
He got overrode for his secondary back, but not his first. Not his primary.
He got overrode then.
But that's for his secondary.
He had 37 years of He had 37 years of consecutive history. That was broken with the Dallas Cowboys. He had 37 years of consecutive history, and they drafted Blue without
But you got to think. But you got to weigh it too, ball. You're talking about running back 2 compared to edge 1 compared to your Mike linebacker.
Nah, it is weighed.
Like the stakes are totally different.
Okay,
so it's
hold
like
on real
the
quick.
Cowboys were
So, because you saying the coaches get what they want. Why didn't Quinn get what he wanted with Bobby Wagner for 2 years?
Listen, Quinn and Mike McCarthy didn't get shit they wanted. So I can't go out and I can't tell you why. I don't know if they thought they were stepped. I don't know if Jerry didn't trust them. I don't know why Jerry and Steven didn't give Mike McCarthy or Dan Quinn what they wanted. But they didn't give
I just that's why I'm not going for this. Like if the coaches want
it,
they will get it.
But I'm seeing with Shotty, they're being different, boss. That's all I can say.
I don't see it different. How they being different? I can't get my running back.
It being different. They drafted a guard.
Shotty went out there and literally said Rico name and didn't get that. He literally said, "I want Rico back."
But they got his Javante, which had a great year. So it was re-signed him. He pushed for that. So it's like you got Booker. Nobody wanted it.
You know what?
You can't say no.
We're making the.
You can't say no.
You
can't say no.
Yeah, you got Booker, but
nobody wanted
him. The bigger
him.
point is that your coaches get overrode, Star. They do. It's a longer history. They get overrode.
I'm not gonna say they don't get overrode.
So I can't just be like when they push for something, they go get it just because they push for it. Sometimes they get overrode.
I didn't say if they push for it. I didn't say if they push for it, they're going to get it. I said if they want something, they have to push for it. That's what I said. Doesn't mean that the Cowboys are gonna, because at the end of the day, Jerry and them are the one who makes the decision. But I'm saying if a coach is gonna be up their ass about a position, which I believe CP has probably been up their ass about this linebacker. That's why they saying, shit, we better get one. Because Jerry and Carr saying, it's okay. We'll get Rodriguez in the draft.
I don't believe that is.
I believe it.
I don't believe that is Parker up their ass. I think this didn't want to be cheap. I think they pushing this because they doing.
They want to be cheap by going down and getting us an All-Pro or a Pro Bowl linebackers, boss. What are you talking? What you mean they trying to be cheap? On the line, you talking about cheap on the end?
I can explain it. So when you went out there and you said you was willing to give away a first and a second for Crosby, that also let me know that you had in your budget the salary for Crosby as well. So when you go look at the salary that you had earmarked for Crosby that you was gonna have to create compared to the linebacker market that you're looking at with Azeez and Jordan, is cheap, relative.
Okay. So you say you're feeling like the motivation is the Cowboys just don't want to spend money, so they're going after a linebacker.
That's gonna make the fans happy. Cause the fans pushing for it. We want linebacker. We want linebacker. Oh, y'all do? Okay. Y'all like the free agency now? Okay. Y'all go spin now. Y'all go to the games and go Cowboys. Okay. You know, and that's why I'm gonna be like, hell no. Like, no, I'm
You
not
feel like it's the Cowboys trying to be cheap and trying to just do edge by committee.
Yeah.
And I can understand your sentiments about that.
Yeah.
I feel like the Cowboys are always going to try to be cheap regardless. I feel like it's up to the fans, which we are pushing for, and it's up to the
Who?
to push for what,
Who pushing
to
for
push
edge?
The people who are pushing that war game.
Oh, that's like three people. That's like three. Most people want us to be Seattle.
People,
I'm telling you.
I don't think it's three people, and it's like we can't be like Seattle because Seattle went out and used free agency. We did not use free agency. So whoever said we could be like Seattle, I don't really see nobody saying that. I see people like, God bless him, I love his content, but people like Okoye, people like Foot, who are every day getting on line and pushing. It's fine. We don't need, we don't really need an edge. Run stoppers is what's going to control it. So, yes, there are two competing narratives going out, but I know I'm not on that narrative. So, I'm not on the narrative that we just need run stoppers. No, we need edge rushers. We need people who can get to the passer, too. But I'm saying that we need both. And I understand where you're coming from, but I think both issues got to be resolved regardless. But I understand not wanting to go to the draft corny. I understand that you feel like it's just Jerry and Steven being cheap. But they was being cheap last year as well on that wide receiver too. Scotty got in their ass. So I feel like the coaches just got to do both. I'm not saying that Jerry and them going to give them what they want, but I'm saying they have to push for it. But anyways, I got to go, so I'm going to let you go, but I'll keep listening.
Okay.
All right.
That was Star. I say this, man. A lot of the fans finna get the exact same team they wanted. Literally. This is why I say your voice matter. The fans want two number ones. You're getting ready to get it. You might have two number ones when those two number ones might make it to where you need another running back too. But your offense is going to be run based on two number ones. And that's what the fans want. And if you got edge by committee, I want y'all to understand something. If you got edge by committee, you better have a dope running back room. You bet not try to put all of this on Williams. Because then your team is going to be, this is the best way I can say it. Your team is going to be built for like regular season success, but it's not going to be built for like the cold games. It's not. Just keeping it real. And people we not thinking about putting on the coats in the winter. Like if you go have two number ones and a committee of edges, you better slow that game down. You better control the clock. Because if you're trying to air it out to two number ones, you're going to be putting your defense on the field fast. And I don't think that's the best way to run a team, especially with a committee of edges. You want that committee fresh as possible. The best thing to go do that is the run game. Real talk. That means we would need to make sure we invest into RB2, not just Williams. Not just Williams. You need a dope RB2. Not even just a good one. Dope. Like pounding that thing. Like for real. So the way that I'm seeing it like this. I see the fans getting everything they want. I swear that's what I see. The fans is clamoring for linebacker. You go get it. I think you go get it. I think they poll tested it. I think they went out there and tried to see, would y'all be happy with this? I want to send a message, no. Shit, I do. Matter of fact, that's exactly what I'm saying. No, but I ain't happy with that. Nah, I ain't happy with that. Are we better? Yes, but like my goal is to try to win a championship. So if my goal is to win a championship, then I want what's gonna make that whole D like super optimized. And history has shown. History has shown. I don't care how much we look at it. History has shown the most important piece. The most important piece that make Vic 3-4 defense get off is an elite edge with shoes. So I need to say that too. With shoes. Cause see, every Vic defense is gonna have some quality ass shoes. Every 3-4 defense is gonna be built on the quality of shoes. But see, what Cowboy Nation is saying is, oh man, shit. I mean, we got quitting. That's where the pressure go come from. We good. It's like, nah. I'm like, nah. You need something with them shoes, bro. That's what the history clearly shows. And it's not just with Vic. It's Vic and other disciples, man. It's true. It's like, and so that's why I'm pushing for it. And that's why I'm gonna keep pushing for it. Cause the way that it's heading, likely I'm gonna lose round 1. Because the fans want a committee. They really want that. So the fans gonna probably get that. Now, what I'm gonna do and what fans should do, what we should all do together, is measure it. Measure it. So do just like we did at the trade deadline. Go up to the trade deadline and say, okay, where's our pass rush? Week 7, week 8. If it's like the Browns, not the Browns, the Panthers, where we got our one tech, we got our super dope one tech. But how's that pass rush? If it's suffering, I'm gonna need the fans to then join the pass rush campaign. Because see, that's what you're gonna need for the championship. And see, people don't think that the Panthers suffered. Yes, they did. They greatly suffered. Now, if you talk about how they was overall, they was decent. But when they needed to get Matthew Stafford on the ground, they didn't have somebody that they needed. They traded them away for a second rounder. And they watched the Giants get 16 sacks out of him. And that's what I'm trying to explain to people. It's like, yeah. There are situations to where you need a special pass rusher to close out the game. And sometimes they do. And sometimes they do. I don't sense the urgency in Cowboy Nation on this. I sense passiveness. We don't have the energy that we had on wide receiver 2. We don't. He said, get so God is that wrench, big bro. She day one. She ain't got no wrench. Let me do that right now. But anyway, y'all give me a second to add soul goddess to the rich gang. Hold on real quick. My boy say, so wait on that line, big broski lock, boss show me. So wait on that line. What you mean? I'm trying to understand what you mean, bro. Okay. Hold on real quick. Man, I thought I had my thumbnail on this thing. I ain't hit that save. Had to hit that save. All right, so I hit that save now. Okay. Let me ask so got us. Give me 1 second. Now I gotta find so. Where she at, man? I don't see so comment. So I need you to comment. But anyway, man, listen, man. It's a lot of people had a lot of opinions on this stuff. Oh, you say she on the phone? All right, hold on real quick. So be calling in. I ain't even put in the number. Let me see what Soul talking about. Y'all give me a second. Man, boy, it's one of them weeks. You hear me? Hello?
Yo.
What's up, Saul?
What's good? How do I sound, first of all? Because I'm on my Bluetooth, and when Star was calling in, her audio was a little wonky, so I want to make sure I'm good for the chat.
You good.
All right, cool. So first, before I address you, boss, let me just say, mods, when you timing people out, please be careful what you hit, because I'm on my alternate account, boss, just in case. Yeah, I got timed out, so just be careful with that. I know y'all got wrenches. Be careful with them wrenches. All right, folks? Other than that, let's get it. Let's get in this debate. So I was listening. I had to scroll back real quick because I came in on when Star was firing her bullets. I kind of see what she's saying. I see both sides of the argument. First of all, I'm a little bit more with Star on this because, boss, you know I've been pushing for that RB to be taken care of. And I feel like we're never going to address it because we're going to keep getting distracted with other things. And I just want this offense to be solidified so we can get the hell off of it and focus, put all our energy where it needs to be instead of it being split. So when you said that if they didn't get, I know you're looking more for like a Charles Haley. That's why you're pushing this War Daddy so much. If tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's why you're so passionate about this. You want that wall that took us to the Super Bowl, and I feel like that's where you at.
Not necessarily. It's just
trying to explain it because that's what it was coming across to me. So I was like, oh, boss is looking for that Charles Haley monster that coming off the edge because we didn't have another Charles Haley like person until we got with D-Ware, and the only reason D-Ware was the way he was is because Charles Haley was the one that coached him up personally. And he said, if you're going to fill my shoes, you're going to do it right. So, and D-Ware himself said that. So I'll let you explain your point before I go further in with it.
Yeah.
If you want to respond to that.
So the point is that basically whenever Vic Fangio had a top D, he had a top pass rusher. And it didn't have to be Charles Haley, but they need to be somebody that can win. Likely on third downs especially when you need them, So obviously, if I could go for Crosby, sure, but I want somebody that specializes in getting after the quarterback, because those are the two things also that Parker said. He said the first thing is stopping the run. The second thing is just as important. That's getting after the quarterback, So I'm not, it ain't too many Charles Haleys out there. So I'm not saying that or nothing. I'm saying that we need to get a pass rush specialist, and and it's a couple of different ways to do it, right? So obviously we was talking about Sweat, right? And so somebody like Sweat, like when we was debating Sweat, right, and we was talking about
I watched all of it. I watched all the videos. I was on there.
So one of the things that he said, now I saw why y'all loved him because y'all started with his pass rush, because that's what me and Lou are looking for. We looking for that guy that wins when it comes to getting after the quarterback. Now, we saw he was compromised on that knee, and you saw it early. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
did
it's
it.
like,
I pointed it out. Yeah.
yeah, but it still was like he's a specialist in where we're extremely weak. So he's not Charles Haley, but he would come in with a tool set that we currently don't have in spades. Kid Kayvon Thibodeau would be somebody that we looking at, because we're looking at it like somebody that you can marry to the ghostwriter, where you take his upside, you put it with the, you know, coaches, and then you let him blossom. But it's about being creative and also being aggressive at trying to find that war daddy. If you have to create him, if you gonna have to say, you know what, you kind of limited, but you do this well, so we go take you on with that. I want to see the aggression that go and get that pass rusher.
Okay. So this is why I said I could see both sides, because I felt if we, like you said when you brought it up after I got off the phone, if we get that dominant RB, so it's like if we do 1A, 1B, same as when Williams come off the field, there's no drop off. It's the same hammer, just pounding them constantly, which is what Shoddy was always preaching, and that is Shoddy's system. I feel that would help if we go pass rush by committee. And if we don't get an elite pass rusher, like high tier, like, you know, one of them rail runs, if we just get like Clowney level and, you know, just someone that's just up there with like a vet that's knowledgeable, that yeah, we're gonna get a lot of pressure to tackle for losses, and maybe we'll get like 8 sacks out of each person that we rotate, as long as they stay fresh. Because Clowney, once he played himself into shape, I thought did a phenomenal job with, you know, the time limit he was there. But he didn't have a full off season. This was him off the couch. And I think if we had him in a Detroit game, it would have been a lot different. He just got hurt, and there was and as soon as he went out, you saw the deficit we had in that position, because he was the only one that was like really high end that we had on the team. And that's why I kept saying that we needed vets. That's why I was so happy that when we saw the transition that was made, because we had like the second youngest team in football, wasn't it? So everyone who was really learning from who, everyone was learning. All the rookies were teaching rookies. It was baby teaching babies, and the babies were teaching their bad habits to the next set of babies. We didn't really have someone that really knew all the tricks, had the tool bag, so had the experience that could look down and say, hey, little bro, this is, I see what you're doing wrong. If you just correct this, then you could step up to that next level. So I know why you're pushing so hard for this war daddy. And, you know, I've been on the train, on the tweet.
Why do you think I'm pushing hard for it?
Yeah, that's why. That's why I said I know why you're pushing so hard.
Why do you think I am? I want to make sure we're on the same page.
I think you're pushing hard because likely you see that we need a commander. We got a bunch of little soldiers running out here, and we don't have a general, and we need one. We need someone that really commands the attention, because if the other team is worried, they're going to worry about Quentin Williams. They're going to worry about Kenny Clark. But if they're worried about that edge, and, you know, they know that they can't really go out because they're about to get that pressure, it speeds up their time and it throws the QB off. That QB is going to be looking at me like, damn, I can't run out over there because I'm about to get smacked.
Let me tell you very specifically why.
I'm going to get my ass beat. So, you know.
Let me tell you specifically why. So you'll know exactly where I am.
So
because history says that's when Vic's system is at its best. That's why. It's a lot of history that shows that his defense is at its best when you got a front four that's dope, especially on the edge.
I agree with that. I can see why you're pushing that hard for that, because I see the four, but I think we're gonna go big nickel mostly, and we're gonna be more 5-man front than they're really saying. Honestly, because the three that we have now, when the one that I can't say his name, is begin with an O, that is replacing Osa. Like, we got rid of Osa and we bought a bigger, better. No offense to Osa. Osa was great. He was just too light in the ass for me. But we bought a bigger Osa in. Between him, Kenny, and Williams, because I was trying to check out the tape. Those three right there, they're not getting moved. So it's literally going to be, if teams trying to run, it's going to be on Sam and whoever is on the opposite of Sam to set the line, or whoever's in the nickel, or whoever's in the on the fifth man outside linebacker all the way over there, off ball linebacker, like stuff like that. So that's why I said I felt like we should have brought Kenny. We should have brought Clowney back. I think Clowney with a full offseason would have been our war daddy, and he would have gave Easy time, because I'm not trusting Easy off that hip surgery. I'm sorry, it's your hip, dog. It's not even like it's your ankle. It's your hip. I'm not trusting. And he had like bad tendencies. He would get there, but I don't know if he played a little stiff. Like he would be jumping to dive at the quarterback's ankles too much last year. He was on the floor way too much Easy for me. Like he had the right instincts, but then he would falter instead of just running through and tackling like he should have. Like for me, I love Easy. I think he'll make that jump this year with a bet, because I started to see the production once Clowney was there, and then he started to get that reps in, and he started having like that leadership above him. You started slowly seeing improvement with Easy. So we can't say it's not like he's not going to get there. He just don't got his peanut. He don't got his man body yet. His IQ is there. He don't got his hand body. He's not trusting it. And once he gets his pass rush moves there, I think he'll be a great one. But boss, like you said, it takes time. It's a 2 to 3 year window with these guys. No rookie is really going to come in and, except for Miles Garrett, that dude is a freak. No rookie is going to come in there and really, handle it like we're supposed to. So I understand what you're saying, but right now, because of the way it looks, who are you really going to go get? And we're not going to reach for that person at this time because nobody else is reaching. No one is fighting the way that you want to. I think we'll see the fight after the draft. I honestly, after the draft, and everyone makes their picks, I think that's when we're going to see the fight. What I want done before OTAs, and I've been saying this constantly, I want the Pickens contract out the way. Brandon Aubrey, you could take all the way down till the first game of the season. He's a kicker. I want him, but if we don't keep him, we can get another kicker. Not the best kicker, but we could get at least a 40-yard kicker. The way the kickers kick now, most of them are kicking good from a little bit 40 yards plus. So, but if you would need to get GP done at this point. We decided to keep him because we didn't trade him, so we know we're keeping him. Get it done. I'm not here to have that CD Dak where he doesn't get anything in training camp or all season. He's not playing to the beginning of the game because I don't want these slow starts. Cowboys have a lot of slow starts, and I'm tired of that. If we come out fast and dominant, I feel that we can sustain that through the season, and I want those reps in because.
There are 2 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself.
Damn sense. So that's why I said I see both sides of the argument. I agree with you, boss. We should seal the pass rush. We should seal the edge by getting a war daddy. But if we don't, I've been saying it. We need an RB, and we need an RB. I think even before we get a war daddy. And if we get a linebacker too, because we don't have a Mike. If we look at the linebacker, who's our Mike? Nobody can name them. No one. We have no one in the linebacker. We're more depleted at that position, I feel, in the linebacker room than any other position that I'm seeing on the defense right now, other than edge. And edge, we kind of got good players. We just don't have that elite. We don't have that elite player. So that's kind of my take on it right now. It's an ever-evolving system, as we all know, because we're in the off season. But I see where you're coming from, boss. And, we're going to get on that train. Both sides two things can be true at the same time, as they say, as Law used to say. I took that from Law. 2 things can be true at the same time. Yes, we need an edge, and yes, we need an RB. But if we could get a Mike linebacker, I think I need that even more than I need a running back at this point. Because it showed. The deficiency in that position showed last year. It really did. And everyone we brought in was terrible. So that's my take. Anyone else can jump on and give their opinion, but that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. I think if we could get that edge before the draft, yes, go get that. but we need to also make sure that we can get a quality linebacker. I don't think a rookie's going to come in here and take it off. But if we do draft one, I would not be mad at it because then we have that 5-year contract, and that gives us breathing room. And we kind of need breathing room because we can't bring everybody off of free agency and pay everybody. We just don't have the money for that. We're going to need some type of rookies so we can have the breathing room to spread things out. But while they're building that and we have that breathing room, the vets is really what's going to teach everything. That's why I said we're getting back to that old school system of truly developing from vets, teaching the younger guys what to do. So when they come up, we're not seeing the mistakes that we're seeing now. We tried that experimental season crap, and it just didn't work. So that's my take. I'm going to get off because I know other people want to get on and talk, but I've been talking for a minute, but I just wanted to get my case in. And everyone have a good night. And yeah, whatever team you support, just get on Twitter and just support it. Our voice does matter. All right, later.
All right, that was so. The way that I see this thing is likely getting ready to happen is I could just kind of sense it that edge ain't gonna be no priority here. It's just not. People kind of taking it like, we'll see, we'll be all right, let's just focus on it after the draft. It's like we got 2 first rounders this year. When was the last time we had this much capital to be able to trade with and do something with to attract something that's usually hard to get, right? Like it's very hard to be able to get, like the fact that the Giants got Burns for a second. That type of shit don't happen, man. You know, but you got to be sitting on a second to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Yeah, what's up? We just Henny.
Yeah, what's good, man?
What's up, man? Let me get out my last point, then we go talk.
Go ahead, brother.
So I could just see that because we would need to be loud about this, and the fans ain't loud about this. The fact that people like linebacker just as important as edge is like, to me, that's ignoring all that history, bro. That's just ignoring all that history from multiple teams running the exact same system, had they best years when they had a lead dog. But go ahead, Hen.
Yeah, I have a small pushback on that. And the only thing I'm gonna say is this: I agree. Like, you definitely need a pass rusher if you're gonna rush 4. You know, you're not gonna blitz much. You definitely need a pass rusher. Gonna come undermine that. But if you look at the same teams that you and Lou showed, every one was absent. The Dolphins with the one anomaly. Like, even in 1996, let me see, I forget this dude's name because he's old. Sam Mills. 1996, the Panthers linebacker Sam Mills was an All-Pro first team and a Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Those years with the 49ers, they had LeVar Bowman, and we know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
2018, Dan Trevathan, Super Bowl champion middle linebacker, and they had Roquan Smith, and listen, that is one of the examples of a rookie linebacker coming in and handling business, but Roquan Smith was also one of the, most highly touted prospects in decades at that point, so he was an anomaly. You go to 2024, I know Bond isn't like a household name, but once he made the move from end to interior linebacker, he also was an all-pro.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sitting here just saying like, hey, it's more important than the edge, but I think that it's important enough that we put something there of notoriety. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying F the edge and just go get interior linebacker, but I do want us to respect the position.
Yep, and I do. It's I would bet $1 million this though. Every time you saw linebackers that was on small pros, Vic also had some super shit up front. That's what he's known for as well. So like even when Jordan Davis was developing and he was a rookie, what did he do? He went and got Linval Joseph. He went and got Linval Josephs. He went and got Donovan Sue. until he got his veteran legs. It took him 3 years to get it, 3 or 4, by 4, right? By 4 years to get his veteran legs.
Best year this year, right?
Yeah, this is his best year. So when I look at Vic, that's why I'm not as concerned with linebacker, because I feel like you can go get a bun because you have such an advantage with the guy up front that's unmovable, and plus they get penetration. It just makes the linebacker job so much easier. Now, a linebacker, like, put it like this: what Jalen Smith and what LV had to work with was a lot harder than it, right? Come on, man. Like, them dudes is out there with Antoine Woods, man. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, but see, I get the point, but you also got to remember, Jalen Smith should have been a top 10 pick if his leg didn't give out. He had a nerve damage.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying they were good.
They was good.
That's all I'm saying.
But I say this, they would have been way better with this front. I'm talking about LV, and I'm talking about not just a little bit better, way better with this front. Clark and Quinn, that's cheating. So, and I'm not poo-pooing on linebacker. I'm glad you walked in. I'm so glad you walked in, because now let's talk about the money, dog. Can you see?
Let's talk about the paper.
Let's talk about the paper, because this is what people tripping. This is, see, me and you did this. You actually did the graphic. And so I'm saying it ain't too many switches left. I know we got Bland we can throw on there, but like that, they ain't gonna do that one, right?
You shouldn't.
Right. So we got 2 switches, and we've been seeing the transactions. Me and you know that usually right before they make a free agent move, they hit a switch. True or false?
Yeah, they hit a couple switches before they make free agency moves. Yes.
So we got 2 left, 1 likely. That one is likely backer or edge, in my opinion.
Well, see, this the thing. You're to the good right now. You got over $20 million in cap space as we speak. You can fit a couple contracts under there if you structure them right. And then if you actually do get it done with Quentin Williams, you'll be sitting at about $40 million.
Yeah.
In cap space. So, like, theoretically, if you wanted to go out and get a top end edge and a middling linebacker, let's say you did want to absorb the contract of a Jordan Brooks or some shit like that, you could do both.
Yeah.
Like, they're not capped for cash like that, and they can still have the money to sign their rookie class.
Yeah. So low key, I'm a little bit panicking a little bit.
Yeah, like, man, like, listen.
Hey, but here, I'm keeping it real though. You feel me?
I understand how you feel. Like the Dallas Cowboys are in this position. You know how you still got money left over from your last check, and then you finna get paid tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what the Dallas Cowboys is right now. Like,
right.
Shit, go ahead and get that extra sauce on the burger, nigga. You good? Upsize that shit.
Man, I feel you. See, cause here, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Listen, I'm keeping all the way real and transparent with you, bro.
Of course.
I just would hate for us to get linebacker, and then because we saw what happened with receiver. What happened with receiver? We got receiver. Didn't most of Cowboy Nation take a break? Wasn't they like, we're done? You know?
Yeah.
Now, me and you picked up our one tech bullets, you know what I'm saying, and we went to war. But it was so many people, they were so happy about wide receiver 2 that they forgot that it was another war we was trying to win, and that's the one tech war. I feel afraid about that with linebacker, that if we get this linebacker, it was so many Cowboys fans that felt like this was the need over edge that they won't support us when we still pushing for that war daddy. That's what I fear, for real.
Gotcha. So your fear is that once they, bust that linebacker, Notre Dame, and the stroke nothing else.
That's right. Straight up.
And it's possible. We know how the fan base moves, but like, we gotta keep fighting for both, man. At the end of the day, like, it's. And this is the thing. If this was a regular ass scheme, you're just, if it was a regular ass scheme, cool. I've seen the kind of coverage that CP trying to run. I've seen this cover 7 and cover 4 and these cover 6s they trying to run. Ain't no dumbass gonna be running this.
Yeah.
Ain't no rookie gonna come in and catch on to this quick, man. Like, this shit is advanced.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need me something of note. And even if it's not a superstar, I at least need a veteran middle linebacker that played in a Fangio system before.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man, you made me feel a lot better. You did. Like you made me feel a whole lot better about this, especially when we look at the average per year of Jordan Brooks. Like right now, going into another contract on a fire sale that he was on like 8.7 on the average per year. We know his cap hit ain't gonna be shit. Like for real.
Nah,
Like
not
for
in the
real.
slightest.
Yeah. So,
Not in the slightest.
man, I appreciate you calling in, man. You kind of you took some edge off your boy. Real talk. So, team both of them again.
Always, man, always. But shit. Hey, let me know next time you're trying to work, man. I'm still trying to find another edge if they playing. Cause I know we looked at Sweat, I know we looked at Grenard, but we gonna have to keep pushing for something because they ain't pulled the trigger nothing just yet.
Yeah. Well, my vacation over. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Like for real, I had spring break with this week, so I took the last 2 days with my sons. But it's back to work for me, bro. So we can do film every day. But we pivot into the draft now, basically. I don't really see us doing too much free agent work. We finna go into week 3.
You right about that though.
I see it's all draft now. I think so. Wednesday, you free Wednesday, right?
Yeah, because matter of fact, I'll be out of town Wednesday anyway, so I'll have nothing but free time.
Yeah. So we go kick off the draft show. We talking about linebackers or edge. We ready to talk about both. So
I got you. I'll go ahead and send you some stuff in advance. I already got the stuff.
yeah, so we kicking it off with linebacker. So appreciate it, man. That was the OG hen.
Set it up, my guy.
Yeah, and my boy say keeps where he at. See, man, nah, bro, I totally disagree with you. Like I totally disagree with you. And see, a lot of y'all getting that from Okoye, and Okoye actually didn't say that. See, y'all got to listen to what Okoye said. Okoye said, "I'm for Sweat at the right price. I want him because he would be a more advanced version of Houston. Somebody that specializes in getting after the quarterback." Yeah, no, we should all want Sweat. Like for real. For his pass rush ability. Absolutely. Like absolutely. And he wasn't like trash versus the run either. So I want to be clear on that. And so it depends on the price. But like we have too big of a deficit at pass rush. So name some people, please. My brother say, nah, we can do better. Name some people, please, so we can go ahead and start targeting those people. Give me some trade options that we should be looking at. And we probably already looked at them. But yeah, we need some trade options, please. Because that's what I'm looking for, man. We need to, because see, we might not do it now. We might not do it now. We go likely go into the season with edge by committee. You know? So, but this is what I ask everybody to do. Please measure. Okay? And I want to be wrong. I really do want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. I want this edge by committee to be so dope. I just have a feeling it's going to be what it always is. With a defense that's basically bend don't break. Where I'm trying to get after you with 4. It's dependent on the talent of that front 4. I think that's what that's what it's always been. And Vic's defense has always been best when he had a lead dog. So I hope I'm wrong on that. If we come up to the trade deadline and we turn up sacks, I'm gonna say shit. Everybody that wanted a committee was right. Everybody that wanted a committee was right. I was wrong. We getting after it. you know, the coaching made a difference. See, and like even like a lot of people don't know this, but like Gary has already been working with the Ghost Watcher. So you ain't gonna get no big uptick in Gary. Gary is what he's gonna be because he's always been with the Ghost Watcher. And then he said, I'll take Clowning back. Yeah, that's where we at. Shit like that. Like, you know, taking Clowning back. So anyway, you know, I think he made the best case, especially and Star. When you start talking about cap hits, she raised a real good point with that likely these linebackers ain't gonna be no major cap hits. Hen kind of talked the fear out of me that were if we pull this last trigger with Quinn Williams that we might make one. He like, nah, you got a paycheck coming and you still got money in the bank, you know, for that edge. I just don't want them to play broke, and I don't want the fans to act like we good, because we're not good, in my opinion, unless you get the defense's key piece that takes it up to the next level. And what's always taken Vic's defense up to the next level has been the War Daddy. It's documented, it's proven with multiple 3-4 defensive coordinators, not just even Vic. It's a long history of this, especially if you're trying to get after teams with just your front four, which we know that's what Vic does. Very calculated blitzes. He's gonna try to put a umbrella on top of the defense, and he gonna sit back and wait for you to make a mistake and have an elite front four. So to me, that's what we should be trying to build for him. You know, Parker. So anyway, it's your boy Boss Show Me. Definitely want to get my thoughts on this linebacker. You know, that I'm not gonna be satisfied with it. I'm gonna be happy we do it, but team both of them. Let's keep pushing for that edge. Just pushing for linebacker is definitely not enough, man. Definitely not enough. Real talk. But it's your boy Boss Show Me, man. Until the next live, until the next video, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe, do all that good stuff. Y'all know the go. Y'all know what to do. Yeah, man. So we out, man. We out. Y'all take it easy. Boss Show Me. You hear me? Let's get it. Let's get it, y'all.
Something to ride with, something to listen to when you hit the highway.